This is my reflection vlog about the persuasion speech. 1. What was the purpose of the speech? I believe the purpose of the speech was to allow the speaker to get in front of an audience, and it allows them to persuade the audience in a formal way. 2. How did you feel going into the presentation? I felt pretty confident because I have always watched Sugar and been aware of it, but I was a little aware of my problem of trying to remember specific words, and so I was a little worried about that, but other than that, I felt pretty okay. 3. Did your speaker anxiety increase or decrease as you began your speech? Initially, before I even started, I wasn't worried at all because I'm not afraid to speak in front of people. But after I ran through it once and messed up and did it again and messed up, I got anxious because I kept messing up. And then I decided to take a break, and then I ran through the stuff in my head, and after that, I did it again, and it went fine. So, was your technology adequately prepared? What could be done differently or better? I used my phone again, and we were at the church, and so we pulled a table over and set a chair on top of the table because we needed to get the phone higher so you could see everybody. And then, so on top of the chair that was on top of the table, we put a giant can of corn on the chair, and then we put 6 Bibles on top of the can of corn. And then on top of the Bibles, we put a marker box, one that opens, like the little kid ones. Put that on top of the Bibles, so you could put my phone in there and adjust it and stuff. So that was kind of funny. What could we do better? I could definitely use a tripod. But it made me laugh thinking, or seeing a picture, we have a picture of it, of the thing that we used, so that's funny. In terms of structure and organization, what element felt natural to you? What felt odd? The conclusion felt really natural for me because in person, I like to give advice to people with their problems or what they struggle with, and the conclusion was exactly that. I gave advice to the audience about what they could do about lowering their sugar intake. What felt odd? My transitions, again, I still personally feel like they're weird and awkward a little bit, but I know I'll get them. It's a lot better than what I felt before. So, how did you consider your audience when developing your speech? How did your audience respond to your speech? I used a topic that is relatable to everybody because everybody eats food, and sugar is a main ingredient in food, well, in a lot of foods. Especially a lot of foods we eat today. But how did your audience respond to your speech? They actually thought it was really cool, and it made them aware of how much sugar they actually eat. And that's cool. One of the girls actually took notes afterwards, so that's nice. What did you do in your speech that worked? What didn't work? What areas can you target for improvement? I really liked giving my personal testimony because I like to talk about my problems and how I've gone through them and how I gone through them pretty much. What didn't work? My transitions aren't 100% solid. I don't feel like they're really good, but I do feel better about them now than I did before. What can I do? What areas can I target? My transitions, I can repeat them more, and it'll eventually, with repetition, it'll be a lot smoother, and I'll feel a lot better about it. Connect your learned experiences to the class readings and concepts. On page 145 in chapter 16, it says, anytime you repeat a word or phrase, it improves the chances that the audience will pay attention and remember what you said. That really made me realize that repetition is good, because when I started making speeches and outlines, I couldn't comprehend why I would have to review your main point, and then transition, and then review your second main point, and then before you even say the points, you have to preview them, and then you review them, and then it's just, there was a lot of repetition, and I was confused, but reading that, it finally clicked, and I was like, oh, that's because the audience will eventually, hopefully understand what I'm trying to convey to them. So, there you go. Thanks.